Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Enjoying the Journey, Cancer as a Lifestyle. I hope you guys are doing great. Look at my bruising is turning purplish. So yeah, isn't that looking lovely? I wish you could see the rest of it. My arm and all, it's a purplish. It's going to turn yellow. It's doing its work. You know, when I was a young girl, I remember this. I actually had a black eye one time. I ended up, not that anybody gave me a black eye, but I remember I was like maybe 30 at the time. And if you live in the city, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was running to catch the bus. You know, the viaducts and you know, the posts, the metal posts that they have. And there was a stop sign right in front of it. And it was dark. I've always worked second and third shift. And I remember someone gave me a ride halfway to, you know, and I had to take the bus home, one bus home. So I got out and there was a bus coming and I kept running to the post, to the stop sign, to the bus stop sign so so it wouldn't miss me. And I kept looking back and running and I literally ran smack into the viaduct, the post, the metal post, and I went, and my glasses kind of like went like that, and okay, nothing, you know, my eye was like, whoa, hurting, but I got on the bus, I didn't miss the bus, I went home. The next morning I got up, and you guys, I had a black eye, a shiner like never before. Wow, I had a real black eye, and I went to work, and my boss at that time, I was about 30, and I just started working at Avon Products. And, and I remember my boss calls me into his office and he's telling me all about abuse, and he's giving me a card that he got that I need to stop protecting the man in my life, and I need to go the counseling, go to this counselor, she'll help you, this number. And I'm like, it's not, nobody beat me up, nobody hit me, and I'm not with anyone who's abusing me. I'm trying to tell him what happened. He would not have any of it. He really believed that I was being abused, you know, and that's what he believed. He believed I was sorry, I just turned on something by mistake. And he will honestly believe that I was abused and I was protecting this man. And that, you know, but that's what it looked like. Literally, a black eye starts out with like the blue, right? The nice shades of blue and the navy blue, and then it turns purplish, and then it turns yellowish. You have streaks of it, and then it goes away. That thing lasted me forever. But anyway, let me show you one of my favorite shawls. And I say that about all my shawls, but this one I actually got the size right, just the way I like it. It is the butterfly shawl that I made. I made this a little while ago also, and it is in the red heart ombre. I believe it's one of the maroon or the red. I don't remember. I think it's a maroon one. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I gave it a border. This did not come with with the pattern. I gave it a spade border, and it just came out looking really beautiful. Look at it, and I love it because this is the one that I got that literally fits me just the way I like it. It's big enough where it wraps around me perfectly, just the size that I want it. So I love this one. This is one of my favorite. I love that. I tend to like darker colors more than the pastels, so I like it. I love the ombres. I showed you my spearmint one from the red heart, and this is I forget which one. Was the name of it? It had a different name, but it's like wine, like burgundy, but it had a different name. I couldn't say it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite. My butterflies. I loved it. I couldn't believe it that I made it. I finished it. I don't remember who I did, if you know, whose pattern I used. But anyway, you guys, I am really here because Terry from Nano's Crochet Ideas tagged me in one of her tags. This is the hobby tag. So let's get through it. It's only a couple questions, and I'm not going to tag anybody. I am going to leave it out there for anyone who wants to do it. This is actually not, it's really a non-crochet tag. Anyone can do it, no matter what kind of hobby you have, you can answer it. So the first question is, within your personal library, do you collect books? Honey, do I collect books? I am in love with books. In fact, when I bring books home, I have to hide them first in my car because I don't want to hear it from my daughter like, okay, where are you going to put these books, huh? You know. In fact, they tease me because I want to live tiny, right? I want to live in a tiny space, no matter what that may be. But they're like, where are you going to put all this yarn? And where are you going to put all these books at? Well, honey, I'll find some space. Don't worry. But I love books, and I love holding a book with the pages. I don't want to use Kindle or any of the others, and I know everybody's into technology and they read books, and that's fine. You can do whatever you want to do. I actually love to hold books. I have every genre. I have every topic that you could imagine, and one of my dreams is I actually want to have a little library nook. You know, those little nooks that people have in front of their houses where I can exchange books with people. I would love that. I would just love that. I love every type of book. I love diversity. I say that all the time. You guys should know that by now. I love diversity. I love to read all sorts of topics. My number one topic that I love to read, I love murder mysteries, any kind of crime stories, things like that. In fact, I love to watch that even. That is my thing. Documentaries and autobiographies. I love teaching, self-help. Anything, you guys, I just love it. I have everything. I have cooking. I have, hobby ones. I have gardening ones. I have all kinds of things. I love all kinds of books, and I have all types of books. One of my favorite books to do is I love to get a book that has, like, things in it. Like, sometimes people will leave notes, or they'll write in there, or they'll underline something, or leave a comment on that. I love seeing that. I love seeing things like that, because it gives me a little bit like, somebody else read this book and this is what they got out of it. I've recently bought something that you could tell was I didn't buy it, excuse me. I got a book that was really old looking. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the book or not, but I like the fact that it was old. It was very old fashioned. But I rarely, and I mean by rarely, I mean like one in how many years before do I buy books at full price. I get them everywhere. People give away books. Churches give away books for free. People have yard sales. You can get them for $0.25 a piece. Books do not resale expensively at all. You can buy them next to nothing. Go to thrift stores. People throw out books. Guys, you can get books anywhere. Libraries have great sales on old books just to get rid of books. My work does that. They get rid of their books. Even my old job that was really business related, they had a whole bunch of business books that they were giving away. I took them all. And I just trade off books. There's a lot of these little library nooks, what I call them, throughout people's neighborhoods and all. I put books in there, and they're always gone. There's always somebody that will enjoy the book that you think you don't want to read. Somebody else will enjoy it. If you were Oh no, excuse me. What are your non-bookish hobbies? Well, my main one, of course, is crocheting. This is what I do. I have started also doing what I call memory books, but that would kind of be considered writing. And I do blogging. That is my number one things that I do on a daily basis. I do write. I don't always share it. What is your favorite? Oh, excuse me, I'm reading the wrong sentence. I just keep going to this sentence. Stop going there. Number 3. What hobbies have you fallen out of and why? Oh my goodness, I have done so many hobbies, and I've actually started writing them down. This is like my whole page. I don't think you can see my terrible handwriting. What hobbies I used to do. There's so many. I mean, I've done coloring, journaling, I've done macrame, latch hooks. I used to do those all the time. I did some sewing, believe it or not. I've done puzzles. I've written, a blog, a blog I have. Scripture journaling. I've done card making, scrapbooking. I used to do all the kids' books in scrapbooking. I've done school crafts with the kids because I was like a homeroom mom. DIY crafts that I've done for when I was a Cub Scout leader, and when I was a homeroom mom, I used to take care of all their holiday parties and all. I've done a little bit of quilting, painting. My mom used to make Christmas ornaments out of all the weirdest things you could imagine. I've done gardening, flowers. I've done everything, you guys, except I've never built anything like out of wood. But I've done a lot of these things, and I've tried a lot of things, but I've never really become a master of a lot of these things. So like I've done a little bit sewing, like I've made an apron out of it, and it was fun and all. Then I've made cards, I mean, I wasn't fantastic at it, even the quilting, I didn't really quilt, but I've sewn the squares together, the way it is. I've done a lot of things, and why did I fall out of them? Maybe mostly, I do crocheting maybe because it is a ministry of mine. This is something that, it's almost become a job. A job that I love, right? But the other things, one, I don't have space that I can call like my craft room. That is one thing I wish I had. To do all these things, I would love to do these things. I think I fell out of them because one, they cost money, and if you really want to do something, it costs you money. You have to get, like with the sewing. I would have to get a sewing machine. I would have to, you know what I mean? You would have to invest money into these things. You can't invest money into every single craft out there, although I could. But then where would I put it? I don't have the space for this too. One of my things I've been thinking about a lot is I really would love a permanent craft space, whether that's even a walk-in closet or like a pantry. You know what? I'll walk in there and that would be my room. I would love to do that. This way you can just, you can have a table, you can set out your work. I used to do puzzles with my mom. You could lay out your work, and then when you have to run off somewhere, you can leave it. Nobody's going to touch it. You don't have to put it away again, because it's this room for that. I would love to do that. I just don't have that. It's not available to me. But now as I'm getting older, I really want to do more, but where am I going to put all this? That's a big problem for me. I would love to. This is a small place. We rent a townhouse, and basically it's like 2 rooms and a bathroom downstairs and 2 rooms and a bathroom upstairs. And it just looks bigger because you separate it on the floors. So number 4, do you regret dropping those hobbies? Of course. I would love to sew. I would love to make things myself. Like I want to, my first reaction now is more like, let me make it. Can I make it? I have stuff everywhere. I'm sure I could make something out of anything, right, that you have, instead of us throwing things out. I would love to. I would love to make my mom used to make her own dresses all the time, but like I said, you need space for that kind of thing. And I mean, how many of us really have room to do that? I would love to do that. I would love to not worry about that I have to go to work or anything, and just let me, today I want to paint. I want to journal. And in fact, I do have a lot of the supplies, but again, they're sitting in a closet because I don't have anywhere to display it, or I don't have anywhere to put it. And just the thought of taking it out, laying it out for an hour or two, then putting everything back, and it just, I wish I could just display it permanently. Maybe I will get to do that. That's something I've been thinking about a lot. So number 5, and the last question, what hobby do you wish you had? You know what hobby I want to try now more than anything that I see? I want to do diamond painting. But again, once I lay it out, it's these tiny little beads. I would love to just, lay it out and then come back to it as I need, and know that nobody's going to knock it down, or I don't have to fold it back up again and, put it away because, I have to make room for something else. I would love to have a room like that. That is just mine, that I can just close the door. Nobody will go in there. So anyway, that's the 5-question hobby tag. I hope you guys I'll put the questions down below. You go ahead and join in. And it's for anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't have to, this is not a crochet kind of a tag. every one of us has some kind of hobby that we're doing. So join in, everyone, and make it. Let's make it interesting. Let's put it out there. Sometimes, you know what? It's nice to you know, join, be part of a community tag of sorts. You know, where we can all kind of get to know each other, or even more. See, now you know a little bit more. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.